All right, if you guys, anybody wants to get a snack, there's snacks up here. Come on out and sign in if you didn't do that. We do have a survey at the end. If everyone would fill that out, then we have a coupon that we'll hand out to you for one of the riding gear pieces that you may need for your riding gear. All right, we're going to start with helmets. We'll start at the top and we'll work our way down. They have redone the modular helmets. This is one that's been in the lineup. They have given us 11% more visibility, which is a really nice feature. They have changed the drop down for the sun shield is now off to the side, so it's a little easier than reaching behind. It does have a lock on it now. So if you push it up and you feel it floating down, there's one more notch to kick it into so people's visors don't come down on them while they're riding. It does have removable cheek pads so you can wash them. One thing they're doing is they're gonna start adding a bike color helmet to the season. So they have the gray, they have the red that's out this season, and then they have it in the black. The black will go up to a 5X. The colored helmets only go to a 2X. They have brought out J-Tech, which is a helmet that'll fit different shape heads. If you have bought any helmets from us, that's one thing we try to focus on. It really depends on where the helmet has came from as to how they develop for the shape of head. The gray and black and red, that's made by HJC, so it's set up for more of an oval head. They have brought out this helmet, which is made by J-Tech. It gives you a little more bubble. Some people, when they put a modular or full face, feel claustrophobic. This gives you a little more space in there, so you feel like you have some breathing room. It's not right up on top of you. This helmet is made for more of a rounded shape head. So if you have not been able to fit in the other modulars, this is a good thing to try on. And it's got a nice Harley emblem. This is the new boom helmet. This is something a lot of people have been talking about. They want communication. So this has the built-in communication. It has a rechargeable battery in it. It will work up to 16 different with intercom. You can talk to 16 different people within a half a mile. If you want to do the FM integrated, it's only 4 bikes. There is a lot to this helmet. They have offered, it is a full face, so it is not a modular. So you've got your safest helmet. It does not have the drop-down sun shield though. What it does have is a pin lock liner, which is in a lot of our helmets now have this, I don't know if you can see, it's got little knobs here. And there is a shield that you can put in there that is removable, and you can get them in light adjusting. It does come with this particular helmet, so it gives you an option. This helmet also has the pin lock. At this moment, it is not available in store to get those liners. I am working on getting them for us. Right now, you will have to go online to purchase the pin lock liner. And what that does is when you're in colder weather and you're having more fogging, it will keep your lens clear. They are removable. You can get them in a light gray, a dark gray, a yellow, and then the color changing. With our eyewear, there's a couple changes this year. One of them is they are no longer doing the optical program that they were, where you could get the bifocals in them. So we are back to just the distance. So you can still get them, take them to your optometrist. What they are recommending is you can have your bifocal lowered, which is what they did using the other company, but they didn't renew their license. So we're back to figuring out what we can do when we have to be able to see. They do have a couple of new glasses coming out. Unfortunately, they haven't made it into the store yet. They should be in by riding season, so we should have them next month. I did forget to mention this. This is a whim, so when you are thinking about purchasing communication devices such as the boom helmet, you will need to add this to your motorcycle. $299.95. It takes about an hour of labor. Don't quote me on that because I'm the clothing girl, but I'm pretty sure that's what they had said. One thing Harley does is we know they make a great motorcycle. They engineer it. Well, they also have a team that engineers the riding gear. Yes, we like our black, but when you, and it's not going to show up, it's too light in here, but if you look at your reflective on your riding gear, it is a 3M reflective, so it gives you a much greater visibility. So even though your coat looks black, you're still getting that. The 3M reflective reflects back to the source. So a car coming at you, it's going back to that driver to help make you more visible. This is, they have redone one of the most popular coats. So if you like to dress alike, they have come out with a couple of different styles that we can get in both men's and women's. It is a triple vent system. So again, it's going to cover you for most of your riding season. If you think about what kind of riding you're going to do, it's a lot easier for us to help you get the appropriate riding gear instead of having 5 coats. Although some people like to have 5 coats, there's nothing wrong with that. But we can get you into what's going to fit you for the majority of your riding season. Something like the Fxrg, which is the top of the line for Harley. They have not redone this year, but this is something I always like to bring up. This coat will cover you for almost every bit of your riding. It has a unique vent system, so it helps hold it back. With a leather coat, you want something that fits you. They will stretch. If it fits to you, you can keep the cold air from coming in, and that helps keep you warmer. If you are a tapered cut person, you really want to make sure that your riding gear has some way to close in, and that way you can keep that air from coming in, especially if you like your riding gear just a little bit bigger. Some people do. It's your riding gear. So we want to make sure you can at least be comfortable. One thing they've come out with is a couple of different denims. This is an abrasion-resistant denim. The one thing they did not do is lengths. They're only doing widths, you know, whatever your waist is. They are all 34 length. You can cuff them, but at least this will cover the majority of the people. It is a special woven fabric that will protect you. A lot of people don't like to wear chaps. Summertime, the chaps are warmer. It does have body armor pockets, so you can use body armor in everything Harley has for riding gear. And I say Harley because I do now carry some non-Harley. We have Royal Enfield. We have another line coming in. So we will continue to grow, but I will always stand behind the safety and the engineering of the Harley because that's what I believe in. That's what I know. The body armor is meant to be just like a helmet. It looks like 2 pieces. This is 1 piece. And what this does is disperses the energy. So if you go down, you don't take the impact on a bone, which is why when we talk about fabric riding gear, such as the denim, it helps if you protect certain areas, gives you a little more protection from the impact. All of their gear that they come out with, they will have the reflective. This is one of the new coats they come out with this year, retro. It's your triple vent system, so you can get airflow. When it's really warm, something like this, you're gonna need a little more airflow. So then you would be into 2 coats. If you want something like that, that doesn't have the liner, Harley has made their Fxrg Liner. What this is it has air pockets in here that hold your body heat in to help keep you warm. But it's thin, won't stretch out your jacket. It also has perforation on the back to let out heat if you're getting overheated, which is why your vents in the back are important, because you can crack those a little bit and you've got the heat releasing. If you're someone that runs hot, this is our newest one that is in the line, and this is a functional, your fabric coat. It does not come with the body armor. You can get body armor for it. And what this is for is to give you as much airflow as you can. It all opens up, but they've revamped it so none of it actually comes off. So you don't have to worry about losing pieces. You just roll them up, tuck them, and snap them in. So this is a really nice jacket. You've got venting in the back, you've got your visibility, and you always have your action back on your riding gear, and that will give you the room to move. This is the coat we have hanging up here. They will still carry the older one, but they just wanted to revamp it a little bit. This liner is a windproof liner, so it will help cut down on any wind that happens to come through the zippers, because sometimes we hear the zippers are colder, so they've changed that and made your liners windproof. I was super excited to have this coat come back. They had done away with it. This is one of my favorite coats. We have it with the skull or the bar and shield. This is a waterproof, windproof fleece. The nice thing about this is you can roll it up and put it in your bag, but it is extremely warm. I've seen someone walked in with the older version. I have 2 of them. The downside to the fleece is things will stick to it and they're hard to get off. So that's why you end up with 2 sometimes. We do have it also in the ladies. Then we get to our rain gear. If you dress for what you're riding in, you are comfortable, you're not worrying about the fact you're cold, and you're worrying about the road. So that's one thing, that's why they engineer the riding gear that they do. This is the Fxrg, so it's breathable. It has a membrane on the inside to keep it up off your skin. It has a ton of reflective. They now have it so you can buy pants and coats separately. This is one of those. Thank you. This is the old standalone. I still believe in making yourself visible in rainy weather. The nice thing about this one is it has the mesh to keep it up off from your skin. It comes with the pants, so this particular one you still have to buy as a set, but it always gives you that bright visibility. This is where we'll start talking about some of our gear that's not all Harley. I have pulled in some chaps, vests, and coats because people who don't ride Harleys don't want their stuff saying Harley all over it. I did, but. Okay, with the Harley chaps, one thing they do that other people don't do is they put the flex fit in. This is meant to give you movement when you're getting on and off your bike, that kind of thing. Again, your chaps are gonna stretch. You want your chaps fitted. If you're cold in your chaps, they're not tight enough. You want your chaps to fit you pretty good. If air can come in, bees can come in. That's what I always And these are a nice pair of chaps. They just don't have the flex fit. Sometimes, you know, people don't want to spend a bunch of money on something they're not going to wear all the time, and that's completely understandable. So that's why we've chosen to bring in some other riding gear. With the ladies Fxrg, they've chosen to do a textile. So then it's not as heavy. It's a little more breathable, a little more packable. And this coat would cover you for almost all of your riding. When it might not be is, you know, your 100-degree days. That's when you're going to want to look at a mesh coat. They haven't come out with a new mesh coat, but the mesh coats are amazing. You can get them wet, you can just spray them. It hydrates you while you're riding, and it helps keep you cool. The sun's not beating on you. It really makes a difference. And this is the ladies' version of that coat. This is one of the ones that they've come out with that I'm super excited about. We have it in the ladies. We had some men's. We will have them back in by April, they say. But this one is one of those that'll cover for everything. It has your waterproof liner, zips inside, it has your mesh, it has your body armor built in. And I think it's a really sharp coat. This is the newest one this year. It does have flex fitting all the way up the side. So when you try them on, they feel snug, but that's there to help keep it snug to your body. There are also these hooks to hook it to your belt. So when you're riding, you don't have your coat coming out. And they have this in the men's and in the women's. They've added this to quite a bit of the riding gear. And one thing this helps with is if you go down, it holds your coat in place. And that's mainly, you know, safety is always number one. This is one of the new ones they've come out with for the ladies. It's very nice. It has so it gives you a little more visibility. It has your triple vent. Again, it does not have the layering piece. So if you wanted something heavier, you might need to look at the Fxrg layering piece. One thing on all of Harley's coats, if you don't want to wear your coat snapped up, there's a belt loop in here. And that's so that it doesn't beat you up going down the road, because it'll flap. This is the ladies' version of the waterproof, windproof, and this is our first year of having a ladies' version. Mine are the men's. So they finally realized that us women do ride. Because of not being able to fill our supply chain, last year I pulled in a few new suppliers. Brooks has been around for years. So this is a rain suit that they have. It has your mesh liner to keep it up off your skin. It's a little bit longer. It has straps to snug it to your waist to help keep airflow from coming up. And this is also a great add-on if you're chilly out riding. Put your rain gear on over your riding gear, and it helps hold your body heat in more. So this and the pants, and these run $90. So it's a really good rain gear. I wouldn't sell it if it wasn't. I've tried different rain gears. So this is something to look at if you're needing rain gear. We don't have your sizes. They are still having trouble getting the supply chain full, but we're working on it. We finally got some stuff in, and hopefully soon. This is the non-licensed leather vests that we've pulled in. They are carry vests, and they're right and left carry vests. They have a completely blank back, so if you want to add patches and stuff. And we have the lace-up one in the men's and the women's. Then we also have this one. Goes up to a 6X. It has your flag interior so you can support, and it also is a carry. This is one of the coats they have. We have it in a ladies without the orange stripe. Their sizing is a little smaller than the Harley sizing, but it's a pretty good sizing. So this one actually has quite a bit for you. It has a quilted liner that you can zip out. Doesn't have a lot in the venting area. It has some, so it has your back zip, and then it has one small one in the front. And this is the ladies version. The ladies does have a zip under the arm. One thing we haven't really talked about a lot is long distance riding. And one thing when you're doing long distance riding, it's fatiguing on your body. So they have different things will help you. They have hydration vests. They have kidney belts. I don't know how many of you have used them before. The Fxrg comes with them in them. And what this is to just help keep things from jiggling around, and it will help with the fatigue on your body. And they are sized, and you don't have to have a certain coat to wear these. These are something you can do as an add-on, and they're $25 to help keep you more aware while you're riding. You don't get the back aches and stuff. Gloves, they've come out with a few different things this year. Ladies, we have some nice fingerless. It's been a while since we've had good fingerless for the women. They have changed. They don't have the loops anymore, but they've added this triangle in here, or left it in rather than cutting out between all of the fingers, so you can pull it off easier. I still think turn them inside out and just flipping them back is the easiest way, but they're trying. They have added several gloves that have body armor, and they don't always fit your hand. So they've tried adding just a plate. And this plate, well, it's a little broader, and it doesn't have the knuckle cutouts, so you don't have different areas that are resting on your hand, so this will be a little more comfortable. And this is in the Fxrg line. It does have the finger touch. A lot of them, you have a hard time with those, and that's why people tend to use the fingerless. The boots, a lot of people are still riding with tennis shoes. So they have come out with several pairs of riding tennis shoes. So they will give you the protection. And these are actually leather. We just got them in. So yay, boots are starting to ship. So this is something that'll give you a little more protection rather than just doing a cloth tennis shoe. And they're even thinking about while you're riding, while your foot's up there, they've added some elastic to the back. So you have a little more room at your ankle, and sometimes that helps. The boots, they've added a new protective plate, and what this is it will harden on impact and help protect your ankle, and they have added a new pad at the ankle bone. So the boot company is also engineering, trying to keep you safer. So hopefully we have more sizes soon. One thing we were asked about is packing. They've come out with some nice bags. This bag here is a completely waterproof. This is not going to get wet anytime soon. So you just pack it up, close it down, roll it over, and it has all these hooks, handles, so it'll be easy to carry around, and you can attach it to your bike. And then they've added some new backpacks. There is a waterproof liner in all of the new riding. This one here is actually waterproof. And one thing when you're looking at riding gear and stuff, if you look at the zipper and if it's rubberized, that helps you know that it's waterproof. So when you get to wherever you're going, everything in your bag's clean and dry. When you pack, it is important that you pack your bike correctly when you're doing long trips. You want to make sure that your heaviest is at the bottom, which would mean the bags on the side of your bike. You want your heaviest gear down and then come up. One of the heavy items that you'll be carrying if you travel are your chaps. And there is a really easy way to fold chaps. When you take them off, you don't even have to zip them up. If you guys need me to go over this more than once, I can do that for you. So it would just be just like you just took them off. So you just leave them all open. Yeah. So you just make it look like one leg. This goes in thirds. Just like that. New snaps are always hard. This way, this is in the bottom of your bag, but it's not so hard when you're trying to get things out. Everything is not, ending up in mayhem. It's super easy to do. Another thing you can always do is if you have to cut your chaps off, because chaps are meant to just trim off what length you don't need. If you keep one of the snaps, you can use that as a fastener also.
That makes a good seat too.
Yeah. You can put it on your backrest and it gives you a lumbar.
If you stop somewhere, benches are wet or whatever, we can pull that up like a seat up.
Yep. Okay, we'll go over a quick packing. So your t-shirts, you can actually layer your t-shirts together. If you lay them all down, again, a third. And that way, you can either do them separately, you know what you have, and they'll stand right up. They're gonna be on the top of your bag because they're usually the lighter. But that way you can see everything, or if you wanna just put them all together, and then you just take one off at a time. When you get to the bottom, you gotta go to the laundry store. All right, does anyone have questions on any of the new gear? No? Yes?
Are you going to get wide tubes? Because it seems like all you guys have are the medium. Some of us have thin.
Okay, the question was, are we gonna get wide boots? Harley does offer a few wide boots. Usually what they do is offer in the narrow boot a wide, where we can point you to a boot that has a wider toe box. So it's gonna be the same as a wide boot. There are a few, and we can always fit you to something and order them in if you need to. They have the rounded toe with this sole will give you more room. They only have like 5 styles that have wide. Anybody else? Okay. I have these surveys I'll get you to fill out. One thing I forgot to mention is today you can win these pillows by filling out a form And it's only for the people who attended. So that's your little perk for today. So we'll give you. Okay. We're going to grab the tickets. I'll pass out the surveys. And thanks, guys, so much for coming in.